everyone, Hank with Outer Rim Travels here. Welcome to Universal Terra Luna Resort. So, if you caught my vlog earlier in the year, you know I also stayed at Stellanova on opening day back in January. It is March 25th and Terra Luna opens today, so also staying here. One of the first guests to sleep in one of those bedrooms. Super exciting. I just love the smell of a brand new resort hotel. Everything's, shiny and new. It looks amazing. Different from Stellanova. I mean, they're twin resorts, but the other one feels a lot more, cosmic and spacey. And this one's a little more grounded. Feels like a moon base or something. Earthy tones. I mean, you'll see in a minute. Then a little later, I'm going to catch you up on Orfa and my training with the Universal, sales team. Did a little training on Epic Universe, so we'll talk a bit about that. And I may do the walk over to Epic, see how it, works from Terra Luna. If you recall, we did that from Stellanova's side, so we'll see how that works. Let's head on in, check out my room. Come on. And welcome to Universal Terra Luna Resort. So as you walk through that revolving door, off on the left, you're going to have your vacation planning center. This is where you're going to pick up your park tickets, and if you have any questions, those are the team members to see. Off on the right, you've got Bell Services. That's right, this is where you're going to drop off your luggage if you arrive at the hotel early and want to head into Epic Universe, before the rooms are ready. Then off on the left, you've got the Universal Studio Store. We're going to get back to that. I'm going to show you some of the merch in there. And here is the opening day photo op. So enter another world, March 25th, 2025. Off on the right, you're going to enter Omega Cafe and Market. And right underneath that is the car rental. So here's your Avis desk right here. Then you're going to continue into the marketplace. This is your quick grab and go spot. So you're going to find, sandwiches, wraps, salads, and plenty of soft drinks and things and snacks. Of course, also your Starbucks. Very important for my breakfasts. The little cafe is directly next door. This is where you're going to grab your food. Here are your resort refillable mugs for Terra Luna. On the other side of that wall, you've got the dining area. Over here, you're going to find your freestyle soda machines and your coffee and condiments, that kind of stuff. And there is the order pickup window. So they do give you a little pager. Once it's ready, you go and pick it up at that window. And here is the seating area. It's pretty spacious. Let's head over to the little lounge area. So here you've got Luna Bar. If you remember, Nova Bar is over at Stellanova. This is the resort's lobby bar, and here you're going to find all your craft cocktails, along with classics, as well as beer and wine. Let's head over this way, and on the left, you've got the Universal Studios store. Let's head on in. So in my other video, I mentioned how Dark Universe was kind of underrepresented. So at least here at Terra Luna, they've got a little section for our favorite classic monsters. Next to that, you're going to find the How to Train Your Dragon stuff. And there is so much toothless merch. I mean, he's just adorable, right? Including this really cute popcorn bucket. You will find these goodies inside Epic Universe as well. We'll come back to the Wizarding World merch in a sec, but I just kind of wanted to walk through the space so you guys can check out the store. They do have a little area here with toiletries and aspirins, things like that. Okay, here we are at the Wizarding World's Ministry of Magic. And of course, you've got all your sweets there on the right and all your fantastic beasts. There's the Niffler. I do have my eye on that shirt, but I haven't purchased it just yet. Here you've got your Ministry of Magic branded merch. And of course, wands, including the new series of wand right there. Here is your Epic Universe branded merch. And finally, we've got our Super Nintendo World goodies. Here is Toad. Then you've got, of course, Mario and Luigi right next to him. And finally, the Princess Peach section. Too cute. Okay, let's head upstairs and check out my room. So the elevators are off on this side. See how the hallways are green? It's very different from Stellanova. And my room was located right here on the left, not too far from the elevator at all. I was 9058. Here we go. Welcome to my room here on the 9th floor. They were super nice downstairs. I was kind of picky and I said, can I have something high up near the elevators that still has, an epic view? And I got what I wanted. So, you'll see in a sec, you can see the Helios Grand and Super Nintendo World just outside the window. And this is a mirror image of Stellanova. So we're kind of on the curve of the building, where the other one, it's the center of that floor that faces Epic. This is kind of on the curve side, but wonderful views, just the same. Check it out at night, see what that looks like. And the room is identical to the layout over at Stellanova. If you watched my video from January and that opening day, you'll see exactly the same. Of course, see behind me there, you've got kind of that moon motif. So this resort is earthy, let's say, because you've got beige and cream colors downstairs. The hallways are greens, whereas Stellanova is much more blues and more cosmic, more spacey. So they're different, in that sense. And as we, go through the hotel, you'll notice the differences. The one thing that's very interesting, the walking path does not combine at all with Stellanova. There's actually a fence dividing the two resorts and kind of a street along the middle. So if you want to cross over to Stellanova, you have to walk all the way to the end of this one, get the street across, and then come back around. So they're actually saying it's like a 15 to 20 minute walk. There's really no easy way to get from Terra Luna over to Epic, which is kind of strange that they would set that up that way, because Stellanova seems so close, right? You walk outside, you've got your walking path, boom, you're on Epic Boulevard, and right across the street is the park. This resort, Terra Luna, you've got to go all the way kind of around. This is why it's nice that a travel advisor, checks this all out and can tell you you're not going to be able to walk from here. I tried finding the path a few minutes ago and it was exhausting. So I will not be walking over to Epic from this resort, that's for sure. Unless they open up a space between the two where the path joins and you can join, Stellanova across. But yeah, definitely from here, it's a bus. And from Stellanova, you can walk about 6-7 minutes, and then, you're at Epic Boulevard. So interesting that happened that way. So let me show you the room. Then we're gonna go down, check out that special 3rd floor lobby. It's not a star, spacey thing, but they've got something cool. Then we'll go downstairs, go through the gym, the arcade, and the general public spaces. All right, let's go. Check it out. As you walk in, you've got your bathroom over here on the left. There's your toilet and shower. And just like Stellanova, Terra Luna has its own branded shampoo and conditioner. Isn't that cool? Then over here, you've got your sink. And yes, they also have these soap. I love those little touches. Then down here, you've got your hair dryer, some towels, and right behind me, the closet. So you've got an iron. Love the size of those safes. There's your ironing board right there. And off to this side, we've got the coffee maker. And under that, the mini fridge. Check this out. So brand new, it still has the owner's manual and sticker inside the fridge. That is too funny. Here is your dresser. with the flat screen TV above that. And here is the little map of the resort they give you when you check in and your room key. There's the phone with all your important numbers. And the rundown, which gives you a breakdown of what's available at Terra Luna Resort. Then off on this side, you've got your super comfy queen beds. And keep in mind that these rooms are all standard. There are no suites at Terra Luna or Stellanova. Okay, let's check out the view. So of course, the first thing that catches your eye is the Helios Grand. But off to the left, there's Dark Universe. See it right there? Then you've got the Helios. We're going to swing by the Wizarding World. Here is Super Nintendo World. See it right there? And How to Train Your Dragon. You can see, there it is, right there. Here is the back of Super Nintendo World. And over here, you're going to see the Wizarding World, Ministry of Magic. There it is right there. You see the portal? It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And again, there is the Helios Grand for you. Here's a quick night shot, but I didn't manage to get the Burning Blade Tavern's windmill on fire. Hey, maybe next time. And here you've got Stellanova on the right. Now it's time to visit that third floor hallway. I think I said lobby before. It's not a lobby, it's just this little hallway, and they kind of have the lunar shapes. I gotta give it to Stellanova. I think the star hallway is a little more impressive, but this is fun. We're about to enter our training. They're gonna go over all things Universal, and especially Epic Universe. Tons of stuff to learn. So curious to see how Orfa's feeling.
Very excited to learn about Epic. I'm sure that they're gonna tell us all about that. And learn about packages and opportunities and discounts and all these wonderful things we can put together for you guys.
Yes, very exciting. But mostly, Epic is brand new, so there's so much to learn about the brand new theme park. So I'm gonna head on in, and this little fam, they also, include a little lunch for us and a travel agent ticket, which is really nice also. So Universal is amazing. All right, let's head on in, and we'll see you on the way out, because we can't share the, travel agent stuff, unfortunately. But let's head on in. Come on. What I can share is the stuff that Universal has, publicly released. And since we have gone over all the lands and rides, here we're going to cover some of the dining. So the two full-service restaurants are located here in Celestial Park. You've got the Atlantic, and Universal's been highlighting this sea bass, which looks absolutely delicious. And then they've got the Landlubbers Snickerdoodle Loot, which is a fun little dessert for the kiddos. On our way to the second full service, we're going to swing by Pizza Moon, and this is the Harvest Moon Pizza. It is vegan. Looks amazing also. And here we've got the Blue Dragon Pan-Asian restaurant. This is their ramen dish. And they've got a Thai-inspired milk tea paired with coffee boba drink. Looks pretty interesting. Heading into How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, we're going directly to Mead Hall, which is the casual dining venue at this location. So here we've got the Thaw Fest platter. Looks like it's fit for a Viking, right? And the Sullen Sea Sandwich, which is actually salmon with pickled cucumbers and a dill cream. Then here we've got Stormfly's Catch of the Day, which is a chocolate mousse on a bed of crispy rice cereal. Okay, let's head into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. This is going to be some of the first food I try. Here is the Alchemist's Platter. All kinds of goodies on there. Though I will probably go for the baguette. This is a very simple turkey and brie sandwich with little crispy apples, but I think it's got my name on it. And of course, for dessert, the butterbeer crepe. I think this is the dish I'm most looking forward to at Epic. All right, heading into Dark Universe. These are some fun dishes. Let's stop by Das Steakhouse. Here we've got the bird on a steak, which is a dry-rubbed chicken tenderloin. Next up, the Blood Orange Chicken Sandwich. Love that black bun. And finally, our favorite vegan familiars stuffed cabbage, which does feature impossible meat. Last but not least, Super Nintendo World, and I am the most familiar with these dishes, having experienced them out at Universal Hollywood. First up, the Mario Burger, which my sister Heidi had, and it's actually quite delicious. And then you've got the Luigi Burger, which is a pesto grilled chicken. I hope they bring back the mushroom soup, which was my favorite actually. And then finally they've got Bowser's Fireball Challenge, which is a gigantic meatball. Check it out. Ultimately, this is just a small taste of all the food offerings we're gonna have available to us at Epic Universe. But I hope you learned a little something, and it was cool to experience that as part of the training, where the team members talked about all the venues and foods. All right, all done, and I've taken this. So back in 2023, I did, both the first version and the advanced version. So it's kind of get to know the brand and then the advanced stuff, and toured the hotels and all that. By now, I've stayed at all of them except Portofino, even Stellanova, and today Terra Luna. But let's see what Orfa thought, because I'm sure, her mind is blown, overloaded with information.
Yeah, it was a lot. But I like the way they presented. I like the fact that when you book with us as travel professionals, we can do a lot more for you. And that was interesting to know. I didn't know. We have a dedicated phone number and a team that can work with us in order to meet your needs better. And I'm looking forward to the bus tour. It's going to take us to different hotels that I haven't been at.
Right.
Okay. And yeah, I guess I'll get some footage of that too.
Yes.
For you guys.
Yeah, it is very cool. When you book through a travel advisor, there's lots of little things that you can do in the system that you can't do on your own once you've booked at the commercial website. So we can modify packages, change tickets, all this kind of stuff. If a promo drops, we can adjust that. And that in itself is an advantage, and it saves folks money. So definitely, and also remember that Universal pays us. So it's no cost to the guests at all. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, right?
It is, and also it's very important to gain the confidence,
Yes.
the fact that we are there for you and that we can make things happen.
And yeah, just the fact that we stay at these places and we take these fams and tours, enhances our experience, right, of the properties. Like, I've stayed at all the hotels. I can tell you, this one is this is that. Cabana Bay, if you're a family of 4 or 5. If you want a little more quiet place, go stay at Aventura, that type of thing.
That was very interesting,
the experience of it,
the fact that to get to know what the customer wants and make it better.
Well, I'm glad you came. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was
It's just,
good.
The first of many of these types of events and things, and same with the cruise lines. I'll be visiting the Valiant Lady on Friday, doing a quick little ship tour there. And now I'm headed to Terra Luna. I've stayed at all the other resorts, and she's headed to the other ones.
Yes.
So you'll get to see Stellanova.
I will.
It is so pretty. It's really nice.
Yes. I'm looking forward to the other one too.
Yeah, and then we'll check out your content online.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to head out and check out Terra Luna. Let's go. If you watched my Stellanova video, you saw that there's an area where it seems like the 2 resorts will meet, and kind of take you over to Epic Boulevard. So we are walking over to the bus section. And I see Stellanova in the background. Okay, and there is a little roundabout here in the middle with the buses. See, there's the bus. This was my first time seeing the Dark Universe bus. Isn't that cool? You see Stellanova over here on this side. But there is actually no walking path over here. So it ends right there at the parking lot. Let's walk behind the building, see if there's any way to connect back there. As it turns out, this will probably be the walking path from Terra Luna over to Stellanova and eventually to Epic Universe itself. So you're walking behind the building. You've got this gate over here that will take you to Kirkman. Gonna cross that street over to Stellanova and straight down to Epic Universe. So quite a walk, you guys. I would probably opt for a bus. While we're outside, let's check out the pool and some of the outdoor spaces. Over on this side, you've got the Moonrise Grill. This is where you're gonna order your foods and pick it up right there and then sit down to eat. Next door is the Moonrise Bar. There you go. Really nice casual hangout space. Located directly across from the pool. Here you've got a little fire pit area. And off on this side, the hot tub. There you go. So take a quick walk over here. You can check out the pool. Just really pretty, actually. All right, let's check out the game room and fitness center. Here you go, little arcade right inside the lobby. It's not huge or anything, but you know, it's fun to spend some time and hang out there. Of course, for kids, you've got Mario Kart, so that'll get you in the mood. It's a fun little space. Got your air hockey. And then just down the hall, you're going to come across the fitness center. Just like sister property Stellanova, you're gonna find all the latest, high-tech fitness gear in this gym. So off on this side, on the left, you've got the men's locker room, and the women's locker room is on the right. Let's just take a quick spin through the space. If you know me, I never visit the gym or the fitness centers unless it's to film, and show you guys. But everything looks pretty impressive to me. Got some dumbbells and things over here. And a Stairmaster. Off on this side, you've got the treadmills. Yeah, I actually have run on a treadmill back, when I was in better shape. I need to get back to that, you guys. So there you go. Pretty decent sized fitness center. And they had this nice photo op right there in the lobby as well. Well, that does it for my time here at Universal Terra Luna Resort. Beautiful property, just like her sister resort next door, Stellanova. Actually, they're referring to them as twin resorts because they're identical, except this one is inverted, so it's like a mirror image. As you walk in, I thought reception would be on the left, it's on the right. And when I went to head to the rooms are actually on the left. So yeah, polar opposites, but beautiful nonetheless. Different theming. As I said here, it's a little more earthy. You've got warm beiges and browns, and the hallways are greenish, so different. Next door, more blues and pinks and a little more cosmic, obviously. But I think both of these are going to be wonderful options once Epic opens. Lovely property. I mean, we're staying here for opening day, May 22nd, so I'm glad I enjoyed it. I told everyone downstairs, yeah, I'll be back May 22nd. And they told me some of them have actually visited the park and that it's gorgeous and they can't wait for guests to experience it. So we're super, super stoked. Anyway, Friday, I am taking a tour. Virgin Voyages, Valiant Lady, first time on that ship. I've sailed on Scarlet a couple of times, so that'll be nice. Coming to the channel real soon. And, as always, have an out-of-this-world day. Take care, you guys.